Giving Back with Deji. We are live. If you're here with us and you can see us, please go to our page, share the link. We want people to join, want your friends and family to know about this program. Please go to our page, like, share the link, let people join us. We're live. We're live at Giving Back with Deji's live. And I'm so excited tonight because I promised I was going to bring two of my dear friends to come speak with us on how they can you can learn, you can get learning skills from scratch, how you can build yourself as an individual to become to become an entrepreneur with little skills you can pick up from either from social media or from people or from the internet. Today, I have two dear people. I have Sam Owokere, and I also have Eitokwe Lala, who will be joining us live tonight. Now, before we go live, before we bring them on board, I'd like to speak a little bit about the purpose why we started Giving Back with Deji. Giving Back with Deji is a concept born out of stretching out our hands to assist or to help people who don't have some information that they need for life, for business, for career, and for academics, and even for marriage. So we invite people to come join us. We invite people to come join us here. People talk to us about what they've gone through in their life, what they've learned from life, and people who would like others to learn from them, not just learn from them, then also hear their story and pick a thing or two. I've had a lot of people come to me, ask questions about about general things that they consider very important to them. They want my opinion on some of these things, and I feel that speaking to one person every time might not be effective enough. Why not give everyone a platform? Why not create a platform where everyone can connect with you and hear from other people, hear from people who have learned a thing or two with their life, and then you get some information. Welcome once again to Giving Back with Deji. This is our episode 4 in this series, and I'm glad to welcome two of my colleagues. I'm going to start by welcoming Sam Owokere, and while I welcome Sam Owokere, you're welcome.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr.
Can you hear me live? You can hear me loud?
Yes,
all
sir,
right,
I can hear you.
All right, so Sam Owokere is a student in the University of Ibadan studying English, but he has some massive resume before him. Sam Owokere is a music producer. Sam Owokere is also a cinematographer. Now, Sam Owokere is also a counselor in educational and also an educational consultant. He tutors O levels, UTME, post UTME, and A levels. See, I know the people I bring here, okay, and I'm bringing people who will add value to you. I saw Sam when Sam was I knew Sam for well over 10 years now, 10 years or thereabout. Yeah.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I know who I'm bringing, and I know you're all going to learn a thing or two. So, Sam, welcome.
Thank you so much, Mr. DG.
Yes.
Thanks for having me.
So, thank you for coming. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So, also, I would like to also introduce our second speaker. Our second speaker is someone I've known for close to 10 years too. I've known him like from, there are a lot of things I know about him. I can't bring it up here so people don't know how clear. All right, so I welcome Mr. Eitokwe Lala. Eitokwe Lala, you're welcome. You're welcome.
I'm excited to be here this evening.
Yeah, so let me talk about Eitokwe Lala. All right. So Eitokwe Lala is a minister of the gospel. That I know him of. Okay. He is a trained digital marketing strategist. That is what Eitokwe Lala is. He's certified with the Shaw Academy in the United Kingdom. Eitokwe Lala helps churches and para-churches ministries maximize the use of digital media, platforms and tools to make disciples and fulfill Great Commission. Now, I've seen him do those things in several churches, and he has a book on this, right? Am I correct?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, good. Oh, you came prepared. Thank you. So he has a book on this digital marketing and how he can help a lot of organizations. Now, when he also helped businesses leverage on social media to make sales and increase profit. I can tell you, I have seen him use this tool to build a lot of people. Now, why I am inviting them here is because I know them, I know the stuff they carry. And trust me, for every episode, I'll keep bringing people who have value. Trust me, I have a lot of people lined up to over like 10 episodes, people who are going to bring value to you. So please, I need you to keep watching this space. And for those of you who are watching right now, please share this link. Let people see this video. Even after we're done on this live and you see this video, please, I need you to share with people so people can learn a thing or two. So I'm going to start with.
I have power cuts. Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. We can hear you. We can hear you. Sam,
okay.
We can hear you.
I will need to handle my lights. I will need to handle my light situation now. There's power cuts right now.
All right, no problem. Go ahead and do that.
All right, let me do that.
All right. So I'm going to start with Mr. Eyitope Lala. Who is
sir.
Who is Eyitope Lala, please?
Okay, Eyitope Lala is a young man that loves God a lot and believes that everybody can. There's an aspect of God that everybody carries that is supposed to express, on the earth. So that's my strong belief, and I personally believe that we can express that dimension of God in different ways, whether you are a preacher of the gospel or you are just a hairdresser somewhere. Everybody has something in him that he expects. So I believe that a relationship with God can change your life, can change the lives of people around you. And I believe in constantly evolving and become. I mean, I studied estate management. I finished from the Polytechnic Ibadan. I have an HND, but I'm not. NYC is the longest time I've ever practiced. The rest. I'm a creative individual. I love to just improve the way things are being done. To get better outcomes, better results. So all around me, you see me doing things like that. If I have a sheet of paper with me, I want to see how can I make this sheet of paper better, make other people enjoy and benefit from it. If there are people around me, I want them to have that same kind of experience. If there are situations around me, I want to. So of course, that drives me to continue to read. When I am not reading the Bible or working, I have a keyboard beside me here. You can't see it. I have a guitar. So I'm playing music. I'm writing music. I'm playing video games. I'm just having a nice time. Generally, that's who I am.
All right. Thank you very much. I like the fact that you're able to bring the soft side of you. Most people go professional, talk about I am this, I am that, I've done this, I've done that. Yes, that's actually good, actually. But I like the fact that you brought the fun part of you out so people can hear. But now, what people are concerned about today is about the earning skills. Now, today's topic is on the earning skills, and I'm glad we have our second speaker back. Our second speaker is back. So I'm bringing back live. All right. So, Mr. Sam Owokere, we're good, right?
Yes, sir. We're good, sir.
Great. So I'd like to throw the same question at you. Who is Sam Owokere? So I'm sure a lot of people are wondering, Deji, why did you bring Sam Owokere? Who is Sam Owokere? Please, can people meet you? Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Like you rightly said, you have said that initially. Sam Owokere is just a young guy, that is hardworking. And Sam Owokere is he happens to be a kind of person that is passionate in whatever he does. So I'm a music producer by the special grace of God, a cinematographer, and by the special grace of God, I happen to manage Sui Generis Media Studios.
Great. Okay, so I think I like that brief about you also. Now let's go to the discussion of today, which a lot of people are waiting to hear. Now I would like people to understand that these skills that you have, you learned the skills, okay? And people like to hear the story, the journey how you transited from school. You are still a student, so I'm going to start with Itokwelala. You started from how did you navigate from school up to this level where you are right now? What you do presently? Please share.
Okay. Okay. I didn't get that. So that's all right. So like I said, right from primary school, I've always loved creative stuff. I used to draw a lot. It used to get me into a lot of trouble, but I used to draw a lot. So that creative aspect has always been inside me. But by the time I finished my WAEC, I had an F9 in physics, so that stopped me from pursuing architecture, which was an aspect of what I wanted, which was something I wanted to do. My mom insisted that I studied estate management, which looked like a good option. It was still part of the environmental sciences. And then I went to Poly Badon, Shaki Satellite Campus, and I did my OND. By the time I finished my OND, I came back for my HND. I discovered at the last semester of my HND 2 that I actually could have studied fine art in Yaba Tech with my results. By that time, it was already too late. So, but along the line, I started learning, particularly doing my NYSC. I registered with a friend to learn graphics. I didn't eventually pay all the money, but with the little that I learned, I couldn't complete my classes. With the little that I learned, I decided that I was going to start doing graphics. Now, but at that point, there was something that happened to, which is why I shifted from real estate management to the graphics and creative part. I was the National Publicity Secretary for NCCF. NCCF is National Nigeria Christian Corpus Fellowship. And we had a task. Anytime we had a fellowship program, we are required to come up with graphics for the name of that program. At that time, computer graphics weren't that rife. People weren't doing, it was really expensive to do computer graphics. So what we used to do was that we would cut out the name of the program on paper, on cardboard, and maybe have like 3 or 4 layers, and that's what we're going to attach to the backdrop. I remember we had one, Manifestations of the Sons of God. I would sit down. It was back-breaking work, but I enjoyed it. And then the job that I would do as an real estate person, that didn't require as much energy, I didn't enjoy it, even though I was getting paid. So at that point, I made up my mind that I was going to pursue what I love to do. And then I started making effort to learn graphic design and all that. I learned how to do graphics, with just watching a friend. Eventually, I joined somebody in Ibadan. Then after my NYC, I joined him. And I used to crop background images out of background in Photoshop. And that was my introduction into graphics. I got a job in.
So let me interrupt you there. So let me interrupt you this. And I don't want you to speak about just watching people and learning graphics.
With that, and
so I don't want you to talk about the graphics thing and just speak about it lightly. So now let's talk about that part, because that part is the reason why a lot of people are here. Now my question now is, you transited from school and then you started learning, you had interest in graphics and you learned graphics by watching someone. Please, can you just talk about some of the tools that you saw and you learned from, or how you learned from that person by watching person? What tool was this person using? And what are things that you think people out there who are interested in similar line to need to pay attention to?
Okay, so first of all, I used to visit a friend of mine. Today I'm a lot better than him, but he was a lithographer. I used to do plates, the customary plates, and I would go to his office in Gate in Ibadan. Sometimes he's working on a project. I stay with him all through the night, just watching what he's doing, asking questions. Deji, why did you do? I mean, interesting, his name is Deji. Deji, why did you do this? Deji, how did you do this? He was using Corel Draw, and I would just ask questions. And anytime I had the opportunity of staying with somebody or having a laptop, I had a friend, Shola Fateh is in the US right now. I would ask him to borrow me his desktop. In fact, I still have some of the floppy disks that I use. I still have some of them. I'm looking at the box where those floppy disks. I'm looking at it in front of me here. And I will save some of those stuff. Small flyers. And I was working on some of those things. Gradually until I moved to Lagos. By the time I moved to Lagos, I had access to the internet with the company I was working with. you know,
Okay.
but I didn't have my own personal computer. So I will get to the office. I used to stay at Yanopaja. My office was around Charlie Boy bus stop in Lagos. I will make sure I get to the office as early as 7 o'clock. I'll go online. Sometimes the internet is up. Sometimes the internet isn't up. So I will have downloaded some tutorials from the day before, printed them out on paper, and then once the office is open by 7 o'clock, you know, I just start practicing with some of those things, and that's how the journey to some.
All right, great. Thank you very much. So I'm going to come to Mr. Sam Owokere. So, Mr. Sam Owokere, I know that I would like people to understand the beginning, how it began, and how you got the skills of becoming a music producer. I know right behind you, we can see all your gadgets behind you there. We can see all your music gadgets behind you. And I know this is your studio where you produce all your music, right? Am I correct?
Yes.
All right. So please, can you share with people so people can understand how it started and how it metamorphosed into what you're doing right now, please?
Wow. By the special grace of God, this music production did not just happen overnight. It actually took process. How it all started, I used to be just this lover of music. You know, listening to music. I like watching films, videos. I was just this guy that was just like in love with these things. I still remember it got to a point that I would be watching a movie, and when it got to the time they will be showing the cast, the crew, and I will pause the TV, then I will write down the numbers of those production crew. I'll write down the numbers and start calling them on phones. Can I be part of you? Can I do this? And some of them will be like, okay, you can't be part of us. You are not in Nollywood, this and that.
Sorry,
So
let me hold your thought. What you are telling me now is, for those of us who watch movies, we just watch movies, see everybody jump around in the movie, and the movie end, and then we'll pack our load and go and switch off the TV. You stayed back.
Yes, sir.
Watch the cast of everyone that acted in that movie.
Yes, sir.
And then you write the phone number of those guys and you call them that you want to join them.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
I still remember doing all those things. I can remember I called one of these directors. I can't remember his name. I called him at midnight, like 12 a.m. I called him. I said, sir, please, I just want to be part of you people. Can you just... The man said, this is midnight. What, for God's sake, why did you call me at this time? What are you looking for? What do you want us to do for you? But I still did not let that weigh me down, because I knew that I had something in me which I can actually offer. So as at that point, what I had in mind then was just to be part of these guys, and not to be a producer, but just to be an actor, someone there on the screen, you know. It didn't happen that way. So I decided to get some stuff. Okay, I decided to price camera. Any of my friends that I see that has camera, I will get the camera and start videoing things. I still remember I still remember there was a time I took daddy's camera in this house to go and do one video recording. I remember what that cost me because I didn't take his permission. So I just sneaked. I took the camera just because I was just so eager about this thing. So and it all happened like that. Then when I saw that, I started checking out the prices of these things. I discovered that they were too expensive for me to afford. I didn't have money to afford those things. So at the same time, I did not give up. I still listen. I kept listening to instrumentals. So I still remember one of my friends, he heard me listening to instrumental. He now asked me, "Oh, you like beats?" I said, "I love beats." He now say, "Oh, why don't you get FL Studio and start making beats yourself?" I was like, "Whoa, FL Studio? What is FL Studio?" He said, "FL Studio is one of this DAW, that's digital audio workstation, that one can use to creating beats." I was like, oh, immediately I went to Gate Market here in Ibadan. I looked for FL Studio. So, you know, they don't have full version. So I got trial version. I started watching tutorials, and I remember I couldn't save anything since it was just a trial version. So I would just make the beats. Then when I want to close the software, the beat, that's the end of that beat. I started like that. A time came, I was able to get the full version of the FL Studio, and I kept working. I worked on my own, learning on my own, and learning online for like about 4 years. That was when Then later I got in touch with DX Snipe of Midas Touch Studios. That's in Soundcraft Academy, the CEO. So that was when I met him. So when I met him, I gave him some of the beats I have done. He listened to some of those instrumentals. He was like, "Wow, you did this yourself. Nice, nice." But he said it can be better. So I now asked him, "Okay, boss, I want to know how to do this thing very well."
Let me interrupt you a little bit there. So
Okay, sir.
you started by getting a CD that's basically a software, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You got a software, and on that
Yes,
software, that's the FX Studios, right? And then you installed it on your system, and you were trying those things out, right?
Yes, sir.
And
yes,
you
sir.
said you came in touch with Midas Studio.
Midas Touch Studios.
Midas Touch Studios. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So that's another studio company that you met. You met someone there, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And you said you joined an academy or something.
Yes, Soundcraft Academy.
So what did they do in Soundcraft Academy?
In Soundcraft Academy, Soundcraft Academy is one of the, let me start by saying this, is actually one of the best production training studio here in Ibadan.
Yeah.
I will say that anytime, any day, because when I started there, that was when I got to discover that, oh, what I have been doing on my own is not good enough, because there's something you do on your own. There's something they call industry standard. So what is good for you may not be acceptable in the industry. So meaning that when you produce, you have to produce up to industry standard. So, and that was what Midas Touch and Soundcraft Academy did then. So they really took me in, and he trained me. DX Snipe, I really give him all the credits. I give him the credit because he took me in, and he took me in as his little brother, put me through the process. I still remember there were some times I would produce like this, and I would take it to him. I would say, "Boss, please listen to this. What do you think?" It would be like, "Oh, this is not good enough. Listen to this. Okay, this is not good enough." Sometimes like this, I felt like, okay, maybe I should just give up on this thing, since I can't produce to please. I can't produce up to a standard that is acceptable. If my boss says that it is not good enough, then that simply means it will not be accepted out there. But I thank God for his mentorship. So he really put me through. He schooled me. I can say, God bless DX Snipe. So he schooled me, put me through the process, and taught me everything I need to know to make sure that I produce up to industry standard. And
how long did this take, please? The whole process of learning.
Well, I will say that I am one of the students that don't want to graduate, because even as we speak now, I'm serious. As we speak now, I just don't want to graduate from Soundcraft and Midas Touch.
So you're still a student now, is that what you're saying?
Despite the fact that I have my own studio, I have my own music studio company that is running, I still go to DX Snipe, I still go to Midas Touch. I learn a lot from it. There's no single time I enter that studio that I don't get to learn a new thing. So that's why I say that I have not graduated from Midas Touch and Soundcraft Academy.
So, so if we look at it, how long did it take from when you started as a novice in the music to when you now have your own music studio and you have clients who come to record music in your studio, right?
Yes, sir.
So how long did it?
Okay. So the process, learning from by myself till the time I met DX, that was I started 2008. Then I met DX officially 2013.
Okay.
So from 2008 to 2013, I have actually been working on my own, but not up to industry standard. So meeting DX Snipe, then there was this training, music production. It was 12 weeks. So we took 12 weeks for the music production. Then sound engineering, we took another 12 weeks. Then there was this other course, advanced digital music production and advanced digital sound engineering. So those were another process. So the learning process, I would say that it took me like a year plus, close to 2 years.
Okay. So I'm going to thank you very much. I'm going to come to Eyitope Lala. So the question will be thrown at you. And this time I'm asking strictly on how long long did it take for you to learn this skill of graphic designing to how long did it take for you to learn from being a novice, someone who did not know anything at all, to what you do right now? I know you have a lot of clients. I'm not going to hype you so that people don't think you're a big boy and they don't want to patronize you. Okay. I know you have a lot of clients. I know you always have your hands full, but at the same time, please, I need people to understand what it took for you to learn this skill, because we need to make it as simple as possible for people to understand from how they can move from someone who has zero knowledge on this, on the skill that you have, to what you do right now. Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay, so I didn't, unfortunately, because of internet, I couldn't talk a little bit about my digital marketing journey, you know. But if I would just quickly say something about that, I had to take an online course about 5. But before I took that online course with the certification and all that, I downloaded. I'm sure I read up to 100 books on digital marketing. You know, as many books as I could get. I was downloading and just reading and practicing, reading and practicing. So
yeah. Are you there?
What I have now is a result of a lot of actual bedrock of my digital marketing journey.
Yeah.
I didn't, I mean, when I joined the company, I joined in Lagos, for example.
Yeah.
The only skill I had was the ability to be able to, you know, that was the only thing I could do in Photoshop, you know. But I hope I'm still online.
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear. Go ahead.
Can you still hear me?
Loud and clear. Go ahead, please.
Oh my. Okay, beautiful.
Go ahead.
So, so what I did was that I started downloading tutorials. I started watching. Then it wasn't easy. Website pages, just step by step. Step 1, take your mouse and move it to the, and that's how I started. And I would take on, one of the things I did was I also took on challenges that were a bit out of my league. I took a lot of risks. So whenever there's a new design to be done in the office, I won't do what will I've been doing. I will ask myself, how can I? So I will go online, look for a tutorial that can fit. I'll be able to replicate the tutorial exactly. And then from that, I will now try to create something that is unique to me. So it was a process of learning and practicing, learning and practicing, learning and practicing. And I mean, it was almost like I would copy existing designs. And then if I can copy it exactly well, I was learning skills in the midst of all that. Then I'll now take those skills and say, okay, fine, I want to create my own design. Learn something from the guy that Cyril Olajide that helped me, you know, start my career properly. He said that Pablo Picasso said, good designers copy, great designers steal. And he had this description that if you're a great designer, you will steal your neighbors, and he won't know that it's his car that you stole, that you redesigned. You know, so he taught me the capacity to be able to look at something, gain principles from it, and redesign something without people knowing that that's where you even got this information. It was learning on the job, more or less, learning to do something with what I was learning. And that for me was my digital marketing thing was as a result of looking at churches and looking at businesses. In fact, it started out with me. I didn't know how to market. I was afraid of confronting people and talking to them about marketing. I believe that I was not a good salesperson. You know, so I started asking myself, what are the ways that I can do sales without having to be physically present with people? And that's what led me to digital marketing. And as I was looking for a solution for my own graphic design business, how I could reach much more people, get much more money, you know, without doing as much physical or face-to-face effort as other people. And those principles I was learning were the things that helped me to now eventually transit into running a digital marketing business that I have now.
Okay, thank you very much. So I'm going to come to Sam Owokere now. Please, for those who would like to join us, please, you can go to my page. My page is Deji Ogumola on Facebook. Just click on the page and someone will accept you, and then you can watch us live. Also, you can the link please do, for those of you who are live right now, please, you can share the link to as many people as possible to join us. So let's have this session with Sam Walker. So Sam, I know it has not been an exciting journey for you. It has been a tough journey. Please don't let people feel like this journey has been very easy. I know that also, this journey has been very. Please share some of those challenges you guys faced when trying to gain these skills. Let people know. Now, it's good to let people know how easy it is. Like Lala just told us right now that he learns by personal development, checking online, looking at people, what people are doing, copying and becoming better than them. Samuel Kiri, you talked about you getting tools, you got a mentor who you don't want to graduate from. He's still your mentor till today. You want to continue getting as much as possible from him. Now, let people know the challenges that you have faced in trying to get this done, so people can know how real it is. Because a lot of people like to paint picture that everything is looking good. Yes, we have done this, we have done that, but they don't tell people exactly the challenges they face. Please, I need you to be real enough to tell people exactly the challenges that you face in acquiring these skills. We'll start with you, Sam, and then Lala will just take the round. Okay, go ahead.
All right, so thank you so much. Now, there are three things that would definitely one will sacrifice. The first thing is the time.
Yeah.
The second thing is the energy. Yeah. Then the third thing is the money.
Yeah.
Starting with time, musically, anyone that is coming into music or anyone that does music, be it an instrumentalist, a singer, a vocalist rather, and so many other. The point there is that one has to dedicate time. I do say something, and what I do say is that music is just like a jealous lover. That if you don't spend enough time with it, it will just go away from you.
Yeah.
That's just the thing. So the time factor, I still remember starting up. I still remember there were some nights rather, I worked overnight without sleeping. I can work from the following evening to the following morning, and I will still continue working all through the day. So because it was just like a hunger in me. So I worked because I wanted to get these things. I wanted to acquire them. I wanted these things to be part of me. So I put everything in terms of energy and in terms of putting in my time. Now, the financial aspect now is actually one of the areas I want to talk about, because I kind of feel like most of the time when people, let me start by saying this. There are these groups on Facebook that we producers join, and I do see some other young upcoming producers saying that I need so equipment. If you have it, you can send it to me. I just need this equipment. And sometimes some of the other producers will just yap the person and just say, then if you're not ready to pay your dues, don't think you want to become a producer or something like that, because there is a price factor that is attached with it. So getting equipment now in the market is actually not easy. So because I don't think they manufacture equipment or these musical instruments here in Nigeria. So meaning that you need to ship them down to Nigeria, which simply means that if dollars rises, then definitely the prices of this thing will definitely go up. That's one of the things. So getting these equipment, it's not easy. I still remember it took me years. I'm not going to say this. It took me years to acquire what I have right now. It took me from the time I started learning to this moment.
Yeah.
I will still say that one of the things that really took charge of my bank account is the setting up of the studio and the maintenance of the studio itself. So it cost a lot. So it's not something that one can just...
When you say it costs a lot, you are scaring a lot of people. So, did you get all your tools at the same time, or were you buying things one after the other and building? How were you doing it?
Okay, thank you so much, sir. Okay, I don't mean to scare anyone. Well, I'm just saying the reality part of it.
Yeah.
Because we need to understand that part. So I did not get all those things overnight. I did not get them at once. It was a gradual process. And even till now, it is still a gradual process. There are still some things I wish to get in my studio. So that's just the thing. It is a gradual process. So one can actually start from a step, the most required things or the most needed. One can start from that, and that's just how we start. And and one thing I will also tell the upcoming producer is that they need to get a mentor. So that's it.
All right. All right. Itopelala, you like to speak? Yes.
Okay. For me, since most of what I was doing was actually intellectual property, so it didn't require me spending money on equipment. But I spent money, and this is one of the things I learned. I learned this from Anik Siga, or Signal. I can't remember. He's an Indian guy who's a top social digital marketing expert. He said that you are money or you are spending time. And in acquiring certain things, when I discovered that I did not have the time, to be able to, I did not have the money to be able to get some of those things, I will spend time focusing on learning those things, and spend a lot of time downloading stuff, getting tutorials, getting free trainings, because I discovered that many of those free trainings. So I will invest my time, invest data where I could. Sometimes I will go and visit a friend because he has data all night that I can spend with him. And interesting, as those times I was married. I was married with children. Sometimes I would beg my wife. I remember that I used to use Multilinks internet. For my stuff then. And I didn't have enough power. I had a generator. That was this Tiger generator that I would put. I mean, it was really very stressful, but today, I'm reaping the benefit because I spent time reading stuff up, just acquiring a lot of knowledge that is actually very helpful for me today. So for me, when you're talking about this journey, because like you've identified.
You there?
I started maybe way back 2007. I've been put into this. There's a lot of online, videos that I've watched, tutorials that I've downloaded, just to make sure that I'm up to date and up to some of these things. So I mean that's the commitment part or the tough part of the journey.
Yeah. So I would like us to talk about digital marketing. Please, when you say digital marketing, I think it confuses a lot of people. Some people think that maybe it's about selling things, but I think, maybe you need to just talk briefly about digital marketing, so people who are interested in these skills will understand exactly what digital marketing is all about. Please go ahead.
Okay, so digital marketing is essentially is marketing on a digital plane. And what is marketing? About a concept or about an idea. So when you're saying digital marketing, what you're saying is that you're using tools that are digital tools. So you're talking social media technology, you're talking about video, you're talking about content, you're talking about websites, you're talking about emails, mobile technology, to be able to convince people to buy into your product or buy into the idea that you have. That's basically what digital marketing is. It's nothing complicated. But of course, there are several arms digital marketing. There's content creation, there's SEO, search engine optimization, there's social media optimization, that's SMO. There's there's social media marketing, which is an aspect. There's website development, there's website design. So there are many endless. There's copywriting, which is essentially writing in such a way to convince people to buy a product, or basically even just writing the content that is connected with social media, or digital media. So that's basically it on a very simple level, marketing.
All right, so let's go to Samuel Okere. Please, what is music production? Because when people hear this music production and cinematography, people think maybe maybe you just carry mic and you're singing everywhere or something.
Let me make the beat.
Yeah. because the only thing I know about music production right now is when I hear when we are listening to music, then we hear some background sound at the back of the music. We know, yes, this person make
Jazzy again.
yes. So can you tell us? And can you tell us the potential? I know you might not have gotten to that point, okay? Like some of the big names in music production. Please, can you tell us some of the earning capacity of this skill that you have? People who have gone way ahead of you and how big they are in the industry. Yeah, go ahead. What is music production and the earning capacity of people in this industry? Yeah.
All right. So music production, I think that's a very good question you just asked. Now, when we talk about music production, I'm going to separate it from the sound engineering aspect, because music production is actually different from sound engineering. These are two different things. So music production is actually, let me say, it is just a process of transferring whatever sound a person had conceived from the brain to the computer and to the speakers. So that's just the thing. So it's simply the process of making this beat and probably recording an artist. So that's what music production is, basically. So, but the complete process of this whole thing also involves sound engineering. Sound engineering is actually the process where the same person or a different person takes this beats or this recorded sound, put it through a process, listen to it, decided to do whatever it is necessary that needs to be done, and for the sound to come out better and clearer. Because let me also put it this way. So what an ordinary person hears in the music, or what let me say what an ordinary person cannot hear in the music, a music producer will be able to fish it out, and a sound engineer also will be able to fish it out. So meaning that, so when a music, now let me say this example. If you listen to some songs, you will hear that, okay, so person on the beat, then this other person on the mix. So these are two different people working on the same song.
So there's a on the beat and on the mix. So the guy on the mix is who? The sound engineer?
The sound engineer, yes, sir.
Then on the beat is music producer.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Oh, nice. So one person can both be the music producer and also the guy who is doing the mix and the beats.
Yes, one person can be that, and that's why I give a glory to God, and I give the credit also to DX Snipe of Midas Touch, because he put me through the process.
DX Snipe on the beat. On the
so he actually trained me to be a music producer and a sound engineer at the same time.
Wow. Yes, wow. So what is the earning capacity of people who are into this? Because I know you guys make a lot of money and you guys are always behind the scene. Nobody sees you people. All they just hear is your music and you guys make money. So what is the earning capacity of someone in that industry? Let's talk about someone who is some of the big boys in the industry, and someone who is like a starter, and somebody who is like a mid-range person. Just give us an idea so people can know what the earning capacity is in Nigeria today. Yeah.
All right. So let me start by saying this. Most of the time, okay, I'm trying to compare the big names and the upcoming producers. I also see myself as one of the upcoming producers. So because I'm not earning the kind of amount these guys are earning, like Mastercraft, Don Jazzy, and all these guys. So that's why I still consider myself an upcoming producer. So now talking about the earning capacity, what do you say? Earning
capacity, the kind of amount that this guy make.
Yeah. The earning, talking about
an idea how much they make, like the top guys. Yeah.
Okay. Well, the top guys, they actually make a lot of money, because what they actually sell most is their name. Once they have built that brand, and an artist comes, he wants you to produce a song, and most of the time, when you look at the quality of these productions, they are the same. I can say this anytime, any day. there is a production an upcoming producer would do that a top producer would do, and that will still be of the same quality. But a top producer might have charged an artist like 600, 700, or even #1,000,000 for
On
just
one,
producing
on
one
one song,
track.
one track.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. I think I need
So-
to come and learn. I need to this career. Like, I mean,
You need to check profession.
one track,
Check
600K. That's good.
Since I still remember,
Oh my
I remember one of my guys, he came, he said he was just coming. I forgot the name of this producer. I think that guy produced, he has produced the video. So the guy came, he came from Lagos that day. He just came straight to my studio. So he said he just coming from that guy's studio, and the guy wanted to charge him because he's also an upcoming artist. So he said the guy said because he's an upcoming artist, he just wants to help him. He's going to charge him just 250 per track. So the guy said he couldn't afford it rather. So he had to come all the way from Lagos to my studio to come and do that job.
You must have taken part of that 250, maybe half and made some good money. Anyway, I'm glad.
Well,
I'm glad. Those are skills you learn. So people need to pay for it. They are paying for your talent and your skills, which is good.
Yeah.
Right. So let's go to Eitokwe Lala. Please take us the earning capacity of people who have digital marketing skills and people who do graphic design, because you have the two skills and you're doing the two. So that means you're making money from digital marketing. You're making money from, oh my God. I think I need to go and learn everything together.
Okay, I mean, it's interesting to know that I've seen. So in Nigeria, things are a bit different.
Yeah.
You know, I can tell you of people that charge. I know somebody in Ibadan that charges $1,500 to create a funnel, a digital marketing funnel. Funnel is just basically
how you
get people
US dollars, not Nigerian naira.
Yes, US dollars. Yes, US dollars. $1,500. You know, to create a sales funnel for you to implement it, to create all the copy and everything. I've seen people, and I'll just mention areas in social media and digital in web design. I have designed websites for 300,000, 400,000 before.
Yeah.
So yeah, for a website, and stuff. And there are people that collect 5,000 and 30,000 or 20,000 to design a website. I don't know how they do it, but I can relate because there was a time in my life when I was collecting 5,000.
You there? I think it's breaking.
Logo design for you.
Okay, we can.
And I'll do up to 20.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, so I'm saying that usually most people charge based on the value that you deliver to them. I have seen people mention that they're going to do digital marketing for people, and they say they want to pay, they want to collect 100,000, and the company rejects them because they are wondering how are you going to be able to do it with 100K.
Yeah.
But it depends on if I go to Accenture now, for example, and I want to offer my services, and I tell them that, oh, okay, I'm going to, what I would do for Sam, for example, for maybe 100,000, I carry the same thing to Accenture. I carry the same thing to KPMG, and I say I want to offer them the service for that price. They'll chase me away. They'll see this guy because
you build people based on the strength of or their capacity or their brand, but you have a default rate that you can charge for the job.
So this is what happens. I build based on the value that I'm going to add to you. Because I do a lot of one-on-one, particularly with business owners. Just like you said, I have a rate, but that I don't go below for specific types of businesses. But I have specific types of businesses that I attend to. So because of that, because I've seen people in Ibadan, for example, do social media graphics for, and even people in Lagos do social media graphics for 500 naira to do. And these guys are extremely good, just like Sam was mentioning. And then you see somebody that will not do something as good as that, charge up to 50,000 naira.
Yeah.
For just one design.
Yeah.
So it boils down to present your work to people. But it's like I said, working for about a year and 6 months in the company where I was working with, I decided to start my business with little or no, maybe some experience. But I started my business out like that, and I mean, things have gone better and better and better and better. Yeah,
okay.
That's
very much. Yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate your honesty that you guys have. So now, I know there are a lot of people out there who are wondering, okay, from the corner of my room, I now know how to do music. I've gone to the academy. I've gotten a mentor. I've studied online. I've done online courses. I now have the skill to be able to design digital marketing and all of that. How do I get clients? How do I get people to patronize me? Because if you have skill and you don't have customers, that is where some of these your big dreams just die. So I'm going to start with you, Sam. How do you get your clients? What do you do? How do you get your clients, please?
Well, getting clients, it's actually a process. You can't just start today and just get clients like that.
Yeah.
So it is a process. At the start, you might not get what I did from my own part was that I had friends then that were also lovers of music.
Okay.
So I would say, okay, fine, guy, I have produced this beat. Come and voice on it. So as at that point, I don't charge.
So you're doing it free of charge. You're doing it free of charge.
Yes.
To friends that had music.
To friends.
Music talent. Okay.
Exactly. So those friends started recommending other people. Then other people started coming to the studio. Then I started charging less. Okay. Because by working, I was getting better.
Yeah.
So and if I don't work, then I would not. And the second thing the second reason I did that was because I wanted to work with different people and see different opinions, different points of view. So
you want people to not just criticize your work, give you feedback.
Exactly. So by doing that, so when they bring other friends, so I started charging less. There were some times I did not even charge anything. Okay, just come and voice, just come and do this, just come and do that. So because I was getting better doing that, that was one of the reasons I decided to, because the more you work, the more you get better at what you are doing. So I decided to do that. Then a time came when I started charging them, then it now gets to this stage that we are charging.
I'm not charging extra.
Now let me
so let's go to Eitokwelala on that same question, please. Yes. How do you get customers? Are you there? Yeah, go ahead. We can hear you. Eitokwelala, how do you get customers? Get clients?
Okay, so I mean, I had to start practicing some of the principles that I was learning on the job, you know, with digital marketing and stuff.
Yeah.
So I picked a social media channel.
Yeah.
And I started pushing out content that was
Are you there? Can you hear us?
Connected to solving people's problems. You know, oh boy. Okay, yes. I think
go ahead. We can hear you now.
Marketing is when you sell without really selling.
Yeah.
What I started doing was that I started media without and I started talking about the products in a way that can attract people. So I started talking about it. Then I did not have money to run ads as much as I would have loved to. And so as I was sharing this free content online, on WhatsApp, on Facebook, I started attracting people, and people started asking me. I remember particularly in Ibadan, there was a woman that fashion design. This was at the beginning. I didn't have any certification at this point. I was just talking about, I read the book Duct Tape Marketing, and I was applying some of the things in the context of Nigeria, you know, that, and this woman called me and said, wow, that she really loves what I'm sharing. She would like that. She's sure that I studied marketing. I called it to her office. She sat me down, gave me a drink. This was probably in 2000 and I can't remember now, maybe 2011 or so. You know, she ended up giving me for 1 hour with her. She ended up giving like 1,000 or 1,005. I can't remember.
Yeah.
You know, but when I left that place, I ran away because I was scared. I was scared. I didn't know if I was going to be able to deliver. But what was happening was that people were beginning to call me and say, Tokoya, we like what you are sharing. This thing is powerful. It's really helping us. How can you help my business? And just like Sam was saying, I mean, I started taking on some small, unsolicited
okay, we can.
I mean, so I see somebody that.
Go ahead. Okay, it's breaking. We can barely
struggling with certain things.
Yeah.
I go ahead and I help. Like with graphics was that. Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you now. I think you're stable now.
Okay. Thank you. I apologize for all this. So I will see somebody's graphics that is rubbish, or that is not done well enough. You know, when I see somebody's graphics that is not done well enough, I go ahead and I read much better. By the time I post that on the group, and I tell the person that, oh, I just feel inspired to just do this. You know, by the time I did that recently, graphic design, you do logo design, you do this, can you help me with this? Send me some of your samples, you know, and just because so it's almost like I see free work, I see people that need help, I offer my services for free, it gets me to rise up and people begin to notice me, and then I can now charge people, you know, just by simply helping somebody, you know, do so.
All right, thank you so much. Also, for those out there who are also looking for other platforms where they can showcase some of these talents in case these skills once you acquire them. There are a lot of freelance platforms also that I need everyone to understand that you can also showcase some of these skills, and you have people across the world patronizing you. He mentioned about someone who charges like $1,500. I'm just going to tell you some of the things we had discussed before the show. So I'm going to some of these platforms, I'm just going to share 10 with you. If you have a pen and paper, just write them down. If you have skills on music production, you have skills on as a cinematographer, graphic design, or you have a skill on you have skills for digital marketing. I'm going to share some sites that you can go to, and then you can just build up your profile there and people will patronize you. Upwork, you can check Upwork. We have Upwork. We have Fiverr. Fiverr is Fiverr, Fiverr.com. There's Super Sourcing. Super Sourcing is another platform you can go to. There's a platform called freelancer.com. Freelancer.com. You can go to skyward.com. Skyward, that is sky, SKY, then word.com. You can go to designhill.com. Then you can go to gun.io. Then also you can go to dribblehiring.com. Now those sites, you can go there and just showcase the skills that you have, and you have a lot of customers across the world patronizing you. Please, this information we're giving you this information for free, but I need you to all to take this into you need to take it seriously for those of us who would like to have skills in this field, to learn a thing or two. All right, so the last question I would like to ask us before we close, Sam Owokere, what would your advice be to a younger Sam Owokere? There's someone out there who is looking at you right now who knows nothing about what you are doing. What advice will you give to a younger Sam Owokere who knew nothing and who is trying to build to become who you are today? What advice would you give that person in 1 minute?
Well, the advice I will give the person is first to keep the dream alive, because once a person keep the dream alive, then every other thing is possible. And then the passion to actually actualizing it is another thing on its own. And it is not going to be easy. And unless I'm going to sit down here and deceive. There was a time I felt I wanted to quit or something like that. You know, I told my mentor too. My mentor was like, oh, if you know that you were going to quit, then why did you even start? So I made up my mind that I was not going to quit again. So I continued with what I would. So that's just a thing. So the person has to keep the dream alive. Then the person has to keep the passion, you know, work towards it. There are going to be challenges. That one is a normal thing. There are going to be challenges. If only the person can keep pressing and can keep pushing harder, then the breakthrough is just by the corner.
Some people would like to talk to you tomorrow to join you. Please, can you tell us the name of your studio and how people can reach you? Please say it out here. People need to let you connect to you and learn from you, and also patronize it. Please, can you let us know the name of your studio and all your socials and how we can reach out to you?
All right. The name of the studio is Sui Generis Media Studios. Sui, that's SUI space, then Generis, GENERIS. And the person anyone can just check it on Google. Once you just check it on Google, it will be there. It will be there.
Yeah.
That's that. Sui Generis Media Studios.
Sui Generis Media
Studios.
All right. So Eyitope Lala, please let people know. I know you have a book. Please let everyone see that book. Please, can you raise it up so everyone can see the book?
Okay, so I have two books really.
Okay.
Okay, so
see it clearly. Are you there? Eyitope Lala, are you there? All right, so I think he has the network challenge, the internet network challenge. But I know he has a book on digital media, and also he has another book. The book is on seller.co, seller.co/SM4 and Biz, BIZ. You can check on that link and see his book also there. That's seller, SELAR.co/SM4 BIZ. He has another book there. You can see the list of his books there, and then you can patronize, read about digital design, digital marketing, and you can learn more from him. All right, so I would like to say thank you very much, Sam Owokere, for joining us. Thank you for sharing with us, and thank you for giving back to the world with Deji. That's what I'm so glad that a lot of people are out there and they want to learn from you. Please, in case they reach you on your what's your social media page in case people need to reach out to you?
Well, I don't know those handles, but you can just search Sui Generis Media Studios on Google. You'll get everything about us.
All right, Sui Generis Media Studios on Google. All right, and they'll get Eyitope Lala. I mentioned
yes, sir.
I mentioned your page where you are selling right now. You can get his books at seller, SELAR.co/SM4 BIZ, and you can get his books there. But please, can you just share before we close?
Okay, so yeah, I'm on social media. I'm very active on Facebook, Instagram. You can search for me on Facebook. Just search for Eyitope Lala.
Okay.
And you will find me. I have limitlessanimedia.net, my business, and there's another website for my ministry, rampageoutreach.org. But if you go to limitlessanimedia.net, you'll be able to see me. You'll be able to send me a message. I am on Twitter too as Eyitope, and on WhatsApp. You can just reach out to me on Facebook. Facebook looks like the easiest way for you to be able to reach me. Reach out to me, and I will be quick respond to you too.
All right. Thank you so much, Eyitope Lala, for giving back with Deji.
Okay.
Whole concept of the whole concept of.
Am I still here?
Yes, we can hear you. You're here live.
Oh my goodness.
You're here live. We can hear you. So the whole concept of giving back with Deji is that people come here and give back what they've learned. People, you can reach out to Eyitope Lala. You can reach out to Sam Owokere, and they'll be willing to let you know how to become the things that they have become today. Thank you very much, my guest, Eyitope Lala and Sam Owokere, for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me, sir. It's an honor.
All right. Thank you. Okay. Giving back with Deji has come to an end today. I'm glad because I know you must have learned a thing or two. Next week, I'm bringing someone who is just going to blow your mind. I also owe you a video from the previous episode. The previous episode on my student migrations overseas. We've gotten the recorded video, our guest, and I'm going to push it on this page both on YouTube, on Facebook. So all of you can go there and just watch them and just learn the whole process. However, because of a lot of demand on Giving Back with Deji about people wanting to learn about student migration overseas, I am going to bring, the next episode is going to be about that topic, that student migration overseas, and I'm bringing 2 people who will be talking about it. We're going to take you step by step on the process. Please, I need you all to share this link, let people know about Giving Back with Deji, and next week is going to be a wonderful time. Thank you very much, everyone, and I'm glad you joined me this week. See you next week. God bless.